Welcome to Sew Denim Quilting. I'm Glenda Burton. Do you have a stash of denim jeans that you've been hanging on to make a denim quilt? Don't know what to make? Hopefully, I can inspire you to create your own awesome quilts. I'm always seeing quilts that look great, and I wonder, what if I used old denim jeans? Grab those denim jeans and let's get started. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Hunter Star denim quilt block. I'm going to be using quilter's cotton and denim, and I'm using my denim from Cut Up Jeans. To make this block, you will need the following items. You will need a rotating cutting mat or a regular cutting mat. I'm using my Fiskars rotating cutting mat, which I really like. You'll need a 10-inch denim square and a 10-inch print square. You'll need rulers. I will be using a 6.5 by 24.5 inch ruler and a 2.5 by 12.5 inch ruler. You'll need your rotary cutter, some scissors or snips. You will also need some clips or pins, Jack, or as I call him, Sam, will come in handy. The needles I suggest you use are denim needles, and then of course you'll need your sewing machine. Just a straight stitch is all we need, and whatever thread that your sewing machine likes, because all sewing machines are different. Make sure your bobbins are already pre-wound so you don't have to stop in the middle. And let's get started. First, you will need to take your squares and we need to cut them so that we can piece it back together into our star, Hunter Star. So you can double up or you can cut them separate. Squares. First, we're going to cut them in half with our long ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut them in half from corner to corner. I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half, just like so, with my rotary cutter. Okay, once we've done that, make sure that's cut through. Not quite. Cutting through denim is a little bit harder than cutting through fabric, so sometimes you have to press a little bit harder. Sometimes I don't do that. Okay, there we go. So now we have, well, almost have. All right, so now we have our two pieces cut in half. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to cut two strips on each side. So we'll lay our smaller ruler, our 2.5 inch wide ruler, and we're going to set it on the edge, make sure it's lined up, and we're going to cut it make sure it cuts all the way through. We're going to go ahead and spin our mat. That's why I like these little mats. So now we're going to cut this side just like we did the other side. And then we'll make sure that one little spot just does not want to cut. So next we'll set these aside because right now we don't need them. I'm just going to set them off to the corner. Next we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut. What we're going to do is we're going to cut these at an angle, and we're going to use our 2.5 inch ruler, and we're going to cut all four sides. So we're going to line that up, cut once, hopefully. Okay. Cut this one. We're going to do this, like I said, we're going to do this to all four sides. So make sure you line it up on the edge. And this one up on the edge. That's what I like about the rotating mat. I can just rotate it, and that way I'm not trying to figure out which way I'm supposed to be cutting, and I can always have it the direction I need it. All right, now that we have our pieces cut, make sure that they're cut. Okay. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our block. And to make our block, what we're going to do is we're going to take our top piece and put it on the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing with this middle block. Then we're on this one, We're going to do these two instead of that side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to clip these or pin them right sides together. And now I will go ahead and take these to my sewing machine and I will sew them together. And then I'll be right back. I am back from the sewing machine and I have sewed together our 2 strips and I've ironed them. And now I'm going to sew on the 2 end pieces. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line it up in the middle as best I can. This is a very forgiving block. We will trim some off of it when we're done, so it's okay. That's why I like this block. It's a little forgiving. Make sure lay this one back so that it doesn't get caught in the sewing, because I don't want to sew that into the other side of the block. That wouldn't be good. That would not be good at all. So line these up to the best of our ability and pin or clip. I use these lovely clips. I like them. They don't poke me. They are very nice and forgiving. And we'll do both of these. And then that's our next step, is to trim them up. You could, like I said, if you want to make sure you're a little bit more accurate, you can fold this in half, make a little crease, and do the same thing with this piece as well. Fold it in half and make a little crease or iron a crease, and there you be. Your 2 pieces are in the center. I will see you back with 2 sewn blocks ready for trimming. I'm back with the sewing machine and I have sewed my corner pieces on. I went ahead and I ironed them, and then I went ahead and squared up one block. We'll go ahead and square up the other block. And to do this, I don't have a larger square ruler, so I go ahead and use my cutting board. And I like using this one because it rotates and it's easier to use, so I don't have to move it. I'm going to go ahead and just square it up the nearest little straight. I'm going to just straighten out the sides for now, and then if it needs to be adjusted, because these need to be these end up, at least for me, because of the bulkiness of the denim, these end up being 8 1/4. So I will go ahead and I will see this one, just trim the edges and see what it measures and see if I need to trim off any more. But what I'm doing is I'm using my center line and I'm lining it up on the 45 to keep it square. That does help. And then I'm going ahead and I'm just squaring it off. So I'm just finding the closest line and I'm squaring it off. So hopefully it will be the size I need to be cut. Alright, let's see which side have I done. Okay, so I've done that side and I've done that side. Now I'll do this side. And like I said, I'm using my 45 so that I can keep it square. And then just trimming up the sides. So like this one here lands in the half mark, so I want to make sure it lands in the half mark down here to keep it straight. Just trim it up. Let's see, that one's square, that one's square. This one is not square. Alright. So hopefully, if I did it right, it'll be nice and square, and it'll be close to being, let's go. Let's find it so we can see the 8s. There's 8 1/4 and 8 1/4. I lined it up right. Yep, 8 1/4 and 8 1/4. So see how easy that was to make 2 Hunter Star blocks from just 2 pieces, 2 10-inch squares. Now make 2 more and you'll have a full Hunter Star block. if you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like and a thumbs up. And if you want to see more tutorials like this, please hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss an episode. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.